Now, to close this, brothers and sisters, Ellen White writes in Desire of Ages 121 and 122. Now, I'm just paraphrasing this over here, okay? I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just paraphrasing a few of these. So you can go and read it. So, Desire of Ages 121 from paragraph 1. Of all the lessons to be learned from God's from the Lord's first great temptation, none is more important than bearing upon the control of appetite and passions. Brothers and sisters, Christ knew that the tribulation in the world will be powerful. That's why he says, don't worry, I have overcome the world and you will be in my peace. And that's why I read that earlier statement from you from John 15:10. If ye keep my commandments, ye will abide in my love. And John 14:27, Christ says, my peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you. Not as the world giveth, I give unto you. Let not your heart be troubled. Now, the reason why I mentioned those two is because Christ knew. Christ went through the temptations in this earth as a man after 40 days in the wilderness of fasting. So he knew what it was to go through trials and temptations. And that's why, as we read in John 16, that last bit, he says, don't worry, I have overcome the world. Because Satan uses these passions, uses these sort of these appetites, and what he does is he destroys the mental and moral powers that God have given us as a priceless endowment. These were, like, the ability to have mental control and to have moral control. Satan subdues that. He subdues that and gives in us these uncontrollable indulgences for the worlds of lusts and flesh, etc. Right? Like, to give you a very crazy one, when I was in the world, right, immorality was a big thing, especially sexual immorality was a huge thing. You look at a woman, especially if they're sort of wearing a few less clothes, you start to indulge in your mind and start to lust over them. So stuff like this, especially when a young teenager and you're starting to understand your emotions, which we see in today's world so powerfully, young men and young women are constantly talking, are constantly involved in this, in the act of sex. In the world today, it's more and more sort of a fashion, and people indulge in it a lot more and more. So Christ knew these things, and the only way to overcome this, like myself, the only way to overcome it is through Christ. We don't have that power, and that's why one of my most favorite verses is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, because it is only Christ that can strengthen us to overcome these clutches or these chains of bondage with Satan.